Today is part 2 of reducing and avoiding caffeine consumption if you suffer from PMS, if you have period problems, or if you are trying to conceive. And this is a very important one because I'm going to teach you how to slow down on caffeine or how to quit caffeine if this is something that you need. Okay, because I know it can be really tough because it's a habit. It's almost like an addiction at some point, right? Because it actually causes withdrawal if you cut it cold turkey. So let's get started when you're trying to reduce your caffeine consumption. So number one, I don't want you to have it first thing in the morning. This is what I want you to do. So first thing in the morning, I'm sure you probably do it, but just wash your teeth, because remember, when we sleep, our body repairs, our liver detoxifies, and sometimes that bacteria can stay in the surface of our tongue. I don't know if you've seen it before, but sometimes we wake up with these like white coat that's kind of toxins that got detoxified by the liver, so you don't want to swallow that again, right? So just wash your teeth. If you have a tongue scraper, just scrape your tongue. This is another topic for another time, but it's important for you to wash your teeth and maybe scrub your tongue a little bit. So once you've done that, then you've probably heard before, if you have tried to quit caffeine in the past, that you wake up dehydrated and the first thing in the morning you should do is to drink water. Well, I'm not saying that's not true. However, if you're like me, I cannot drink plain water first thing in the morning. I just can't. It makes me nauseous. It's horrible. I can't. So, but one thing I can do is having my warm lemon water. And if you have been in the loop for a while, you know I do this every single morning. I pretty much post about it every single day, and if I don't, it's because I feel bad because I post it so many times. But I think it's something really important to incorporate in our lives. So what I want you to do is wake up, wash your teeth, have your warm lemon water first thing in the morning instead of that cup of coffee. And this is how I want you to make it. So you're gonna squeeze one lemon or lime, both work perfectly fine, and then you're gonna add a little bit of room temperature water, and then you're gonna add the hot water to make it just warm. Okay, because if you add the hot water right away, you may kind of affect the vitamin C that the lemon has. So why starting with lemon water, warm lemon water? Because first of all, it's gonna give you more energy, yes. Second of all, it's gonna fire up digestion, so you're gonna start good. Third, it's gonna help your liver detoxify, which is really important. Again, overnight it releases some toxins, so you want those toxins to be flushed out. And four, it is warm, because when you drink something cold first thing in the morning, you constrict your digestion, so you are kind of not helping it. Okay, so that's why it should be warm, and that's why it's warm lemon water works really good. Now, I'm not gonna say to drink your coffee now. Second thing I want you to do, if you can, is I want you to have a breakfast. I want you to have something that has protein, fiber, and healthy fats. And before then you say like, I don't have time for breakfast, blah blah blah, I'm gonna share with you my favorite smoothie that contains these 3 nutrients, and it's super easy to make. So what I want you to do is the night before, you're gonna let some oats soak in water, right? Oats soak in water. Okay, so the next morning what you're gonna do, you're gonna rinse that water, you're gonna add fresh water as much as you want depending on how dense you want your smoothie to be, and then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of nut butter. In this case I suggest almond butter, but I'm peanut butter fan, so I sometimes use peanut butter. And then another thing I want you to add is protein powder. Whichever one is your favorite. I suggest vanilla because it goes really good with this smoothie. But if it's vegan, if it's whatever you want, protein powder is really good. I usually use either the one from Organifi, which is organic, vegan, kosher, non-soy, non-GMO. It's really good. Or I've been using also the Isopure, which is 0 carb. Which again, that being 0 carb is not gonna make our blood sugar spike and then go down, because anything that goes up has to go down, right? And then that's when we get the crashes and all that. So this is an important thing to consider. You blend all this together and it honestly tastes really good. And with this breakfast that you can make in 2 minutes, you have your protein, your healthy fats, and your fiber. Okay, so now once you've done these 2 steps, if you still want to, because we're talking about reducing caffeine consumption, you can still have that coffee. But another important thing in here, if you are trying to balance your hormones, again, if you are trying to conceive, if you have period problems, it is important for you to buy organic coffee, because sadly, coffee is a product that is highly sprayed with pesticides, and that creates more toxins in our body, inflammation, and that affects our hormones. Okay, so if you're still gonna stick to that, make sure it is organic. Now we're going to talk about avoiding caffeine consumption. And again, I don't want you to go and cut it cold turkey unless that's your type of personality. And if you do that, then just keep in mind that withdrawal may come with headaches and shivers. I don't know, like it's a withdrawal. So just get prepared for that, but it won't last more than 3 days if you decide to do it cold turkey. If you can't do it cold turkey and if you don't want a withdrawal, what I want you to do is incorporate these 2 steps, and then eventually, like let's say you have 4 coffees a day, then just go and have 2 the first week. And then the next week have 1. And then the next week have 1 day, 1 yes, 1 day no, until you kind of like don't have any coffee whatsoever. And that's gonna help you kind of reduce or avoid that caffeine consumption, okay? And I'm not saying you will never be able to have it, it's just while you're going through this process, especially again if you're trying to conceive, it's really important. If you are suffering from PMS or if you have period problems, you're gonna see a huge difference. And if you're not ready to practice it the whole month, another thing you can do is practice not having a lot of coffee, or kind of reducing that consumption with all the steps I have just given you on your luteal phase, especially on the 2nd week of your luteal phase, which is pretty much your PMS week, and your menstrual phase. And you're gonna see how much better you feel, how much more energy you have, even though you're not having coffee. Maybe the first time's not, but as soon as you keep incorporating less caffeine in your life, you're gonna see with the lemon water, it's honestly, it almost works like magic. You're gonna see that, you're gonna notice less cramping, less bloating, less breast tenderness. It really does help. So this is another way you can do, or even if you're not suffering from any of that, just like from PMS, mild PMS, and that's it, and you still want to try it, you can do it in these 2 weeks and you're gonna notice a big difference. Okay, so this is my part number 2. I hope it was helpful for you. Again, you can always send me a direct message or book a free assessment call at vitalinutrition.com/book-call. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.